For the first time in close to 150 years, a sitting cabinet secretary has been impeached by the House of Representatives. It was a close vote, 214 to 213, and it comes just 1 week after House Republicans failed to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas. Tonight, just 1 week after House Republicans' failed attempt to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, round two. This time, they have the votes, accusing the Biden cabinet official of unlawfully allowing millions of migrants to cross the border, which Mayorkas denies.
What he's done is violated the statutes. He hadn't enforced the laws of the land.
All as there's a new showdown tonight over aid to Ukraine, after the Senate muscled through a massive bipartisan $95 billion spending package in the early morning hours, including $60 billion for Ukraine. President Biden demanding the House pass it immediately.
Failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten.
Biden slamming these comments from Trump, where he recounted a conversation with a NATO member encouraging Russia to attack countries who'd not met their financial pledges to the alliance.
I said, "You didn't pay? You're delinquent?" He said, "Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay."
Can you imagine a former president of the United States saying that? The whole world heard it. The worst thing is he means it.
And delivering this blistering rebuke.
No other president in our history has ever bowed down to a Russian dictator. Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I never will. For God's sake, it's dumb, it's shameful, it's dangerous, it's un-American.
Many Republicans defending Mr. Trump.
I'm 100% behind him and have been. He started this years ago when he even went over there to their face and said, "Listen, American taxpayers can't afford to keep paying your bills."
Meanwhile, that package in the Senate also contained more than $14 billion for Israel, but it does not include any funding for domestic border security, after Republicans with Trump's backing killed a bipartisan border security bill, saying it was not tough enough. Tonight, House Speaker Mike Johnson saying that's the price for any new money for Ukraine.
National security begins with border security. We have said that all along.
Ryan Nobles, NBC News, Capitol Hill.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.